covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 5 starts right now.
Finding an affordable place to live in Tulsa has become a growing challenge for a lot of families. Thanks for joining us for this online version of Fox 23 News at 5. I'm Nathan Thompson.
And I'm Shay Rozzi. Now the city and the George Kaiser Family Foundation are hoping an unlikely partner can help close the gap. Fox 23's Jaya Brown joins us live from Metropolitan Baptist Church with a look at how 5 local churches could become part of Tulsa's housing solution.
That's right. When you look at a church, you probably see a place of worship, a place of community, or just a place to call home. Well, when you see this, soon enough, some of these spaces could also help provide something else that Tulsa desperately needs, and that's, again, a place to call home. Tulsa's housing shortage continues to grow, and city leaders say the need is big. They estimate Tulsa needs 13,000 new homes by 2028, with 6,000 of those being affordable housing units. Now, the city of Tulsa and the George Kaiser Family Foundation have announced the first cohort of 5 congregations that will participate in a new faith-based housing initiative. Over the next 5 months, churches, including Metropolitan Baptist Church, will work with a national consultant to explore whether unused church land could one day become affordable housing or other community-focused developments.
Well, first, I must say I'm excited. But I will be honest, I was hesitant in the beginning because I was feeling as though, well, is this really the Met Church's lane? I mean, we're not developers. Developers build housing, but churches and faith communities, we build community. But I think this crisis is more about not just houses, but also about community. And the church has a unique perspective and set of assets that I think that will add value to these conversations.
Gene Bullmatch, the mayor's senior housing advisor, says land is often one of the most expensive parts of building new housing. By partnering with faith communities that already own property, they hope to remove that barrier while keeping development rooted in the neighborhoods these churches have served for generations.
Whether that's them selling some of their land or leasing some of the land or just a partnership agreement to provide hopefully some housing, but whatever else the specific church think is appropriate for their land and their community and their members.
Now the cohort begins this month, and after 5 months of planning, the hope is that by this year that they'll be able to break ground by next year, actually. Reporting live in Tulsa, covering news that matters, I'm Jaya Brown, Fox 23 News.
Let's take a live look outside now through our Fox 23 Skyview network camera. It's another hot one out there today. You saw the wind blowing in Jaya's live shot, and it's not looking like the heat is letting up anytime soon. Now, if you plan on spending time outside for the 4th this weekend, make sure you start drinking water really now to start getting hydrated.
Let's check in with Tulsa's chief meteorologist James Adelot in the Burgraff Fox 23 Severe Weather Center for a look at our weather as we get closer to the holiday weekend. James, it's still in the 90s out there right now.
Yeah, 94 degrees, and so far that's been the high temp for the day. The south breeze helps just a tiny little bit. I've got 94 in Tulsa. Tahlequah at 87. We have seen a couple of little pop-up showers and storms around that have at least brought down temps in a couple of spots. McAllister, the other one, at 80 degrees. As we take a look at the numbers this evening, most of us will settle back into the mid-80s by 9 o'clock with a midnight temp of 81 degrees. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, we'll pinpoint a couple of those pop-up showers and storms, and we'll look ahead at the 3-day holiday weekend. For many of us, we've already made it there.
We have new details on a high-profile custody case out of Broken Arrow. The family says the child at the center of the case may be reunified with his mother after nearly a decade.
Now, we have brought you extensive coverage on the case involving Bill and Lisa Woolley's grandson and the fight for visitation rights, custody rights, and proving abuse claims against the guardian since this boy was taken from his biological mother in 2018. Now, Fox 23's Devin Lyon talked to the family today and joins us live with the update.
Yeah, guys, like you said there, it's been 8 years since the state originally took the child away from his mother's side and placed him with a guardian that the biological family believes could be abusing him. He is now 14 years old, and after he recently ran away last month, he went and found an attorney and asked to live with his mother. We've brought you extensive coverage on the Woolley family case in Broken Arrow. Grandparents Bill and Lisa Woolley's fight for visitation rights, along with their daughter Desiree fighting for custody of her son after 8 years. I brought you this video when the boy ran away from his guardian last month to the house of Julia Evans. Julia has custody of the boy's 2 half-brothers. His 2 half-brothers also made abuse claims against the original guardian, but only those 2 were removed. Authorities tell me there has been no evidence of that abuse or neglect. Now with this video, the Woolley and Evans family said when he arrived at Julia's house, he told them about being physically abused and neglected by his guardian. The same abuse claims that the family has been trying to prove for years in Wagner County. The police came after this video and took the boy back to DHS. But after that, the boy reached out to his assigned attorney for his custody case and petitioned to dissolve his current guardianship and asked to live with his mother. The family told me DHS has been working well with them. They say the state agency has been speaking with the boy's mother to begin the process of reunification. How does it feel to be this close, though?
I mean, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just like the thought that, I mean, when they took him, and it was all based on fraud.
When Clayton comes back to his mother, he will have liberal visitation with his siblings. Our family is very excited for the boys to be able to see Clayton again.
Julia Evans and Lisa Woolley were the last people to see the boy when he ran away, which is the only time they've seen him in 8 years. They told me what it's like to wait that long before finally hearing some good news.
We want him to be healthy. We want to get him healthy. We want to focus on him as a whole family. Mm-hmm. Our family, their family as a whole, we want to get him healthy. But we also want to shine a light on what's going wrong.
Now, I did just get information right before this newscast, and I said a little bit there that the authorities and the Tulsa County District Attorney's Office said they found no evidence of abuse or neglect by the boy's original guardian. Now, the whole case for custody is playing out in Wagner County Court. So as that plays out with several court dates ahead, even just this month, we will keep you updated as things move along. Live in the newsroom covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
We have more of our coverage on the Woolley case, including what got us to this point on Fox23.com and the Fox 23 News app. New at 5, with people already celebrating for Independence Day, a nonprofit is making sure local veterans are remembered, all while creating meaningful opportunities for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Fox 23's Daniela Julio Cano joins us live from Rose Hill Cemetery here in Tulsa with this story.
That's right. As many people get ready to celebrate the 4th of July weekend, one group is honoring veterans in a special way. I got to spend time with them today to see the work that they are doing.
Yeah. It's done.
Each Thursday, Jonathan Boyd carefully cleans the headstones of veterans who served our country. Armed with soap, water, and a brush, he carefully cleans veterans' headstones. He makes sure each one is cared for before families visit this 4th of July weekend.
I've been doing it since December of 2022.
Jonathan is part of a New Leaf job crew that partners with Shining Honor Project. They provide paid job opportunities to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. For Jonathan, the work has become about much more than cleaning.
I've learned that we clean the military headstones to honor our military people.
Lindsay Stewart with A New Leaf says these workers earn a paycheck while building confidence, learning job skills, and becoming more independent.
So they're earning an income, being able to be as independent as possible. It is so important for people with developmental disabilities to have opportunities for community integration. We see a huge service cliff after high school for people with intellectual disabilities.
Work opportunities like the one at Rose Hill Cemetery also happen at more than 30 other places in our community. Stewart says projects like this give people the chance to stay active in their community while making a meaningful difference.
It's really an honor to be able to give back for people that gave so much for us, especially on America's 250th.
A New Leaf says this is another way to show gratitude for those that served while making sure that those who clean the headstones have gained confidence, independence, and continue to serve the community in a meaningful way. In Tulsa, covering news that matters, Niel Huilcano, Fox 23 News.
Things are starting to get even more humid and even a little hotter as we roll into the 3-day holiday weekend for many of us. I'll show you when this heat maxes out and what you can expect if you're heading out to celebrate on Saturday evening.
"48 national teams, 104 matches, 16 amazing cities, 3 host nations, 1 FIFA World Cup 26 coverage destination."
United States is celebrating a World Cup knockout round win for the first time in more than 2 decades after beating Bosnia 2-0 last night. Coy Wire reports the victory came after a tense second half that saw a controversial red card on a U.S. star.
Well, if sports are an emotional roller coaster, this one skipped the brakes. American fans saw joy, then panic, relief, and now euphoria. Their World Cup dream is still very much alive, and it is full steam ahead. Fans wearing stars and stripes were flying high hours before kickoff, and once again the U.S. team came out breathing fire. Breakout star Folarin Balogun lit the fuse early, burying the opener and breaking out the LeBron James celebration. King James saw it and gave it his royal seal of approval on social media. But then, plot twist, Balogun given a red card, so 30 nerve-wracking minutes of 10 Americans against 11. But Malik Tillman uncorked a laser 20 meters out after a yellow card that hit the back of the net like it had a boarding pass. Cue the bedlam. The U.S. win 2-0. First World Cup knockout win since 2002 and only their second one ever. America is marching on to the round of 16. I asked the soft-spoken Tillman how he felt after he scored that second goal.
I'm a different type of person on the pitch. Of course, maybe you don't really see my emotions, but then if you score a goal like this, I mean, I think also you guys saw my emotions, and it's a great feeling, and of course, a very proud moment for me.
I think it's more a proud moment, and it's a moment that we can gain a lot of confidence from. We've kept 2 clean sheets in the last 4 games, and I think before then we didn't quite have the best record when it came to clean sheets. So again, it gives us a lot of confidence going to the next round.
All right, next mountain to climb, Belgium in Seattle, and it comes with a glass case of emotions. Their top goal scorer, Balogun, suspended after that red card. For now, though, American fans are floating on cloud 9, maybe 10. Losing your top scorer could crack a team, or it could further forge one. Championship runs are rarely smooth. They are forged in moments exactly like this, and the next moment for these fans, it should also be a good one.
Well, we have some sad news tonight to share. Mexican health authorities say 3 people died of asphyxiation during Tuesday night's World Cup win celebration in Mexico City. 2 women and 1 man were found unconscious near the Angel of Independence monument. Their identities have not been released, but we know they were 48, 44, and just 19 years old. Mexico City Mayor Clara Brugada took to social media to warn the public against visiting the city center to ease the overcrowding. Mexico's win marks a shakeup in the 4-decade World Cup drought the country has faced. They will now progress to the round of 16.
World Cup fever is turning out to be a game changer for a sector of U.S. trade. New analysis indicates record soccer ball imports in the first 4 months of this year. The USA Today review of census trade data puts their value at around $40 million. That's the largest amount ever based on statistics that go back to 2002. The analysis shows business got the ball rolling early by stocking their inventory up about a year prior to Cup action. Soccer gear also is scoring big with importers, according to the data.
From the Berggraf Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, Tulsa's chief meteorologist James Adelot.
We've seen a lot of blue sky, but also some of those puffy white cumulus clouds starting to bubble up a little bit. There is a little vertical motion, and that means a few isolated showers and storms as we look across East Tulsa right now. Off in the distance, we've got a couple of those isolated showers and storms. We'll check that on radar in just a bit. But this evening, temps drop back into the 80s, maybe a little faster than last night. Midnight temp 81 as we start our 3-day holiday weekend, at least for most of us. Starting now, as we take a look at the headlines over the next few days, it will stay breezy. It'll stay hot. Independence Day temperatures in the mid-90s, heat index above 100 again. A couple of thunderstorms return, mainly on Sunday, as we look at the 3-day holiday weekend. Tomorrow, the 4th, and Sunday too. The highest chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday will be south of Interstate 40. 1 or 2 could develop tomorrow afternoon again, mainly south of Interstate 40. And Sunday will spread that shower chance area wide, but it'll be hot and the rain chance is fairly small too. Radar continues to show just a couple of those little pop-up showers developing. One in Muskogee County right now. That's one has moved up right up over Hilldale School from Davis Airport. Another little puff ball is fired up here just west of Muskogee. That'll lift north, crossing 64 and 62 west of town. In the McAllister area, we've also seen some showers try to develop over the city, and that's what's cooled things down. Meanwhile, Hartshorn looking up to the northwest, seeing those showers, wanting the cool down. Heat index 101 in Tulsa, 102 in Okmulgee. Temperatures in the metro area now showing 93 in Broken Arrow and 94 at the airport, 95 in Glenpool and Jinx. We will hold on to just an isolated shower or thunder chance, mainly in mid to late afternoon and early in the evening, mainly driven by the heat of the day. That'll continue, but spread area wide Sunday and Monday too. Temps over the next few afternoons will be in the mid-90s with the heat index values maybe climbing as high as 106 on Saturday. And remember, not a lot of us that will be out celebrating are used to the heat and humidity yet. So stay hydrated and take some AC breaks if you can. 90 at noon tomorrow. As we roll into the hour-by-hour numbers, we'll see a few clouds around, pop-up shower possible through about 8 o'clock. And as we check out the rest of that 5-day forecast, we'll keep Saturday at a yellow level weather impact just because of that brutal heat index. We'll still be in the 90s next week, but maybe dialing this back just a tiny bit. 93, 94 Monday and Tuesday. 1 or 2 pop-up showers around. And coming up in our next half hour, another radar update, watching some of those pop-up showers and storms.
There's a parasitic illness spreading in one of our neighboring states, where the CDC says the spread is happening and the symptoms you need to know about.
Happening now, the CDC is looking for the source of a parasitic illness that causes watery diarrhea and sometimes explosive bowel movements, and is currently spreading across multiple states, including Oklahoma's southern neighbor. The agency says 145 cases of cyclosporiasis have been reported, with 20 hospitalizations. At least 17 states have confirmed cases, including Texas. Other symptoms include severe nausea, cramps, fatigue, and vomiting.
We have another follow-up Fox 23 investigation into State Farm for you later tonight. Tulsa's investigative reporter Jana Clark told you the story of a Broken Arrow couple just yesterday who's now paying out of pocket to rebuild their home after being forced into an RV last year due to a fire. That's despite paying their premiums and being with State Farm for years. Now tonight, we're hearing from a Sapulpa man who says the company would only pay to fix part of his damaged roof.
Did you consider going to court?
I thought about it. I honestly just didn't pursue it after that, simply because I was exhausted. To me, I'd already wasted hours and hours and hours trying to deal with this. And so it was, I just kind of let it drop, which unfortunately was their goal.
The saga Craig Ellis says State Farm has put him through, and what Oklahoma Attorney General Getner Drummond thinks the problem is. That's coming up tonight on Fox 23 News at 9.
New at 5, it's hot outside, but one local partnership is hoping to bring down the temperature with some ice skating fun for free to families in need. The Tulsa Oilers are teaming up with We Street Ice and the Tulsa Dream Center to give 70 kids a free afternoon of ice skating as part of their Skate It Forward program. It's something organizers say helps remove financial barriers that prevent kids from participating in ice sports.
We're able to provide hockey gear, hockey lessons, ice skating, perhaps it's ice skating lessons or group field trips to individuals that may not have that financial capability to do so.
Students got to learn some basic skating skills on the ice at one of the region's premier ice sports facilities.
Tulsa police say 2 young boys were seriously injured last night in an accident with a firework. What happened and how another injury in Tuttle shows just how careful you need to be this 4th of July.
And a Tulsa man is celebrating Independence Day without fireworks. How he's showing his patriotism in the Park Plaza neighborhood this year. Coming up on Fox 23 News at 5:30.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 5:30 starts right now.
Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 23 News at 5:30 online. I'm Shay Rozzi.
And I'm Nathan Thompson. Glad you're with us.
Tulsa police say 2 children were injured and 1 lost a hand after playing with fireworks last night near 46th Street North in Maine. TPD says, according to other children around at the time of the accident, a 12-year-old was holding a grenade-like mortar firework in his hand for an 11-year-old to light when it exploded.
Police say the 12-year-old's hand was, quote, largely destroyed. And he also had significant trauma to his eyes. The 11-year-old suffered lacerations all over his upper body. TPD says the incident seemed to be an accident, but is warning parents to be vigilant with their children as we get closer to the 4th of July. We also told you last night about a mom in Tuttle who had 2 of her fingers blown off by a firework last week. Jessica Keys says she quickly grabbed a firework from her 7-year-old daughter after it malfunctioned, and it fired into her hand before she could drop it. Keys says she's shot off fireworks before and never thought an accident like this could happen to her. She advises parents to be extra aware of what's going on when the fireworks come out this weekend.
If you plan on shooting off your own fireworks instead of watching a professional show, make sure you know the firework laws where you live. Despite the Rockets Red Glare Act, you are still not allowed to buy, possess, or use consumer-grade fireworks within Tulsa city limits. The Tulsa Fire Department says if you head outside the city to celebrate, make sure you're doing so and that you're doing your due diligence to prevent a fire. Make sure you're lighting your fireworks on concrete or cement and away from any grass or buildings.
With celebrations already underway for America's 250th birthday, experts suggest keeping an even closer eye on your pets this weekend. Experts recommend you have a plan ready before setting off fireworks instead of just waiting until they start. They say you should find a safe place to keep your pets so they won't get scared easily.
Allow your dog to choose where they feel safest. So that's often a crate, even a closet, bathroom, under your bed in the bedroom. Put familiar bedding there, favorite toys, their water.
They will tremble, they'll refuse to budge, they'll hide under furniture and you cannot get them out. The sweetest dog in the world might even try to nip at you if you reach under, a bed and try to pull them out when they're in that state of mind.
In some cases, pets run away or escape. That's why getting a GPS tracker and a location sharing app is recommended.
Lighting up the sky with fireworks is a traditional way to celebrate the 4th of July, but this 4th is also the country's 250th birthday. Fox 23's Bert Mumolo introduces us to a Tulsa man who decided to light up his house to commemorate the occasion.
In the Park Plaza neighborhood near 51st and Sheridan, you can find patriotism on display with that one flag down the street, the Betsy Ross flag in the yard of 92-year-old Gordon Smith.
My sister is the one that bought that and gave it to me.
And then there's the red, white, and blue basketball hoop across the street. And that's about it. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the entire house of Brian McCoy. What goes into planning something like this?
Oh, about 6 months worth of work.
Well versed in decorating his home for Christmas,
It's the most wonderful time.
he thought, why not spruce it up for the nation's 250th birthday?
We declared our independence, and here we are 250 years later. Couldn't be more proud.
His roof is peppered with stars ingeniously held in place.
Lots of sandbags.
He's got spotlights up there too.
They can be seen from a couple miles away if you're looking for them.
And there's the whole assortment of things on the front of his house, and all of it complemented by Old Glory in his front yard, along with his 250 flag, of which, side note, Gordon was going to do himself, but
He went out there and got one first, and I couldn't put another 250 up. It'd just be a copycat.
hence the Betsy Ross flag. Not that there's any hard feelings.
He's a very good neighbor.
I like it when our neighbors are close. We keep an eye on each other, and if there's problems and that kind of thing, somebody's always there to help.
A celebration of country and community on the 250th anniversary of America.
He's fascinated with techie stuff, as you can tell.
For America 250, I'm Bert Mumolo.
Looks pretty good. Happening now. Christmas Christmas came early in Chickasha. Every night through July 31st, you can visit Shannon Springs Park to see the Festival of Light, complete with a Christmas tree. And you can even get a head start on holiday shopping. Tomorrow, you can go to Salt Creek Casino for a free fireworks party from 5 to 10 p.m. Then on July 4th, the Parade of Stars and Handlebars will roll through Shannon Springs Park starting at 6 p.m. And on Saturday, July 25th, downtown Chickasha will come to life with the Christmas in July cool down block party from 6 to 9 p.m. There'll be water slides, a foam party, and a free movie.
Also happening now, Oklahoma U.S. Senator James Lankford is encouraging all student athletes to apply for the 2026 Patriot Games to represent our state. Nationally, one male and one female champion will have the chance to win $250,000 in scholarship money, split between the two winners. Applications for athletes ages 14 through 17 are now open. They would compete in August on ESPN as part of an all-expense-paid trip. All students need to do is submit eligibility info and a short video sharing their story.
I'm Christine Frizzell in Washington, where the warnings are coming from both parties on the future of AI. New numbers that show just how many jobs have already been lost as a result.
New at 5:30, we're taking a look at an economy tonight that's chugging along with some good news, but also with some alarming numbers.
While layoffs have cooled recently, there is something that's having an impact on the layoffs that are happening. It's artificial intelligence. Christine Frizzell breaks it down for us.
They're already filling our prescriptions and delivering our food. Across America, robots have simply become a reality, a sign of the times and rapidly expanded use of artificial intelligence, with some reasons for optimism, especially when it comes to productivity.
It might help with the cost curve around healthcare, that we might make it more efficient and it won't be quite so as expensive for American households.
But artificial intelligence is also the top reason given by companies for layoffs, followed by market conditions, business closures, and restructuring, accounting for more than 100,000 layoffs this year alone.
If a lot of people get laid off, we'll need more spending on income support, things like nutrition assistance and healthcare assistance for low-income workers.
But proponents of AI, including President Trump's recent pick to head the Federal Reserve Bank, predict AI will bring brighter days ahead.
Who knew when the internet was born that the internet was going to create 1.5 million jobs as Uber drivers? We are in the first or second inning of this revolution.
But on Capitol Hill, it's becoming clear lawmakers are hearing from their constituents. The issue even scrambling party lines, both Democrats and Republicans calling for more regulation of the technology and warning of the harm it could bring.
That is the goal, that machines will be able to do the job you are doing better than you are doing. If that happens, pretty simple question. What happens to the workers?
We should prevent AI from taking over jobs that only humans ought to do. Dispensing medication, providing personal counsel, arguing in court, to name just a few.
Emotions running high for those aged 14 to 29, referred to as Gen Z, according to a recent Gallup poll. 42% said AI makes them anxious, 31% angry, a 9% jump from last year. Many headed to college in just a couple of months, now faced with new questions about what to study and how different the world may look when they graduate. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
An update on the U.S. men's national team after its first World Cup knockout round win in more than 2 decades, who they face next, and when the match is. And an amusement park in the Midwest is getting in on the World Cup fun, how its international student employees are bringing the spirit of the tournament to everyone.
48 national teams, 104 matches, 16 amazing cities, 3 host nations, 1 FIFA World Cup 26 coverage destination.
The U.S. extends its winning streak in the World Cup, but the stakes are still high. It's on to the round of 16 for the American men after a shutout win over Bosnia. Its first knockout round victory in 24 years. Did him in automatic suspension for the next match.
The team showed the qualities, the capacity to compete, to fight for each other.
Despite the setback, fans say they believe this team can meet the challenge. The U.S. will now get ready to face Belgium on Monday in the round of 16.
An amusement park in Iowa celebrated the World Cup this week by asking everyone, including visitors, to wear soccer jerseys. Ellen Eide has the story.
International students working at Arnold's Park Amusement Park on J1 visas this summer traded their uniforms for jerseys, celebrating the World Cup while sharing a piece of home with park guests.
To visitors at the park, when they see us, they'll be interested. They can connect with what our shirts are saying, and then we can have a conversation with the guests at the park.
For many of the students, those conversations come naturally because soccer is woven into everyday life back home.
That's something that the World Cup makes, is like making the people so excited about the sport that they are not like so into it. So that's very good. I love soccer, and Colombia is a very big thing, so it's good to see the people like excited about a sport that they are not really into it. So
even when their teams are rivals on the field, the students say watching the World Cup together has brought them closer.
I thought that football joined all the people, so soccer can join all the world, and this is a good way to Americans know about join to play football, to watch football, and to know about other countries, because it's not only Americans, it's all the world.
Park officials say that is exactly why they created the event.
We have roughly 100 students representing 7 or 8 different countries, and this is a very big deal to most of them, as soccer is a pretty heavy sport in their home country. When people realize where these guys are from, it brings up a lot of conversation starters. They're all great kids, and they're just here to experience America, and we'd like to bring a little bit of their culture to here as well.
From the Berggraf Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, Tulsa's chief meteorologist James Adelot.
A few puffy white cumulus clouds, but some vertical buildup, and that indicates a little instability. We've seen a couple of pop-up showers around. We'll zero in on those in just a bit, but temperatures will slowly settle back through the mid-80s. 50s would sure be nice. Back down to 81 degrees at midnight. Here's what you need to know as we go forward. It'll stay breezy and hot with an Independence Day high temp in the afternoon, right around 95, maybe 96 degrees. But as we look ahead to Sunday, we'll spread the shower chance out area wide. But let's break down the 3-day holiday weekend, at least 3 days for most people. We've got 94 tomorrow, 96 Saturday, and 96 Sunday. 1 or 2, about a 10% chance of a shower or 2 southeast Oklahoma tomorrow. Saturday, a little higher chance of rain and thunder, but again, mainly southeast Oklahoma over the higher elevations of the Kiamichis. Sunday, 20% chance, but we'll spread that area wide. Radar right now still pretty quiet in the metro area. We've watched a couple of little pop-up showers try to develop mostly east of Highway 69. At least a couple have formed from Muskogee back into parts of Wagner County here. Not much more than sprinkles, and they continue to lift to the north, angling toward the east of Tulsa, not toward Tulsa. And in southeast Oklahoma, we've seen some showers and thunderstorms form up. One pretty heavy downpour right on top of Sallisaw. That's lifted north and started to fall apart. You can see the life cycle of these things. They pop up, last about 15-20 minutes, and then collapse. 101, that's what it feels like in Tulsa. 102 in Bristow. The temps in the metro area are all in the 90s right now, except Manford at 88. There is that isolated shower or thunder chance all the way through Monday. And as we check temps over the next few afternoons, there's the average of 92. That'll bump up to 93. So we're running just barely above average for this time of year. It could be a whole lot hotter. The records are up in that 105 to 110 range. Heat index is going to be tough too. It'll feel like 106 on Saturday. As we look at the midday numbers tomorrow, Still plenty hot, around 90 degrees at noon. South winds will continue as we check out the rest of the hour-by-hour forecast. I've got light winds, 81 at midnight, 76 tomorrow morning. Let's roll into the 5-day, and you can see on Saturday with that higher heat index value, we'll go to a yellow level weather impact, 96 the high, and we'll hold highs, maybe dial back a degree or two by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Slight chances of showers area-wide just from the heat and humidity. Now, coming up new in our next half hour, another look at metro temps and pinpointing some of those pop-up showers too.
As people across the country and here at home get ready for the 4th of July weekend, one Tulsa group is honoring veterans who've passed away. Coming up on Fox 23 News at 6, the work they're doing to honor those who fought for our freedom. Lil Wayne angered fans in Maine this week who showed up to his 20 Years of Carter Classics tour. What he did, or actually didn't do, that had concert goers upset.
New tonight, actor Danny Glover says he has Alzheimer's disease. That's according to an interview that aired on the Today Show yesterday. The 79-year-old Lethal Weapon star told the program he's been living with it for several years. Glover said he has strong family support as he faces the brain diagnosis. The Alzheimer's Association says more than 7 million Americans live with the disease.
Also new tonight, rapper Lil Wayne failed to show up at his own concert in Bangor, Maine this week. The show was supposed to kick off his 20 Years of Carter Classics tour. The opening act, 2 Chainz, performed as scheduled. A DJ then played before the audience was told at 11 p.m. that the concert was over. Lil Wayne later apologized to fans in a statement released on social media. He said the show has been rescheduled for later this month, adding, quote, "I can't wait to come back and give you the show you deserve." His next show is scheduled for Thursday in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Apple TV's sci-fi series Silo is set in an apocalyptic future and focuses on the citizens of a mysterious underground structure. Like the classic show Lost, it's packed with mysteries, and as the new season kicks off, it looks like some of them will actually be revealed. Douglas Hyde has a preview.
If the founders cared so much, why do they need to kill a silent? The questions she's asking will get us killed.
Silo fans have big questions too, like who built these massive underground silos and why? The answers finally arrive in season 3.
We knew that in season 3 we wanted to give some answers, but not all the answers. But we needed to let the audience know we are going to tell you. We're going to answer everything.
Through 2 timelines.
Oh, the 2 timelines was really
dripping information where you jump 300 years ahead and go, oh, that's why. As audience, now you know it, but the characters don't know it.
This season, the story flashes back 300 years to our present to reveal the silo's origins.
The end of the world cannot be stopped. It can only be survived.
The hope is that the mix of mystery and mayhem will keep audiences on their toes.
I think that they're going to get answers this season, but not in the way they might have expected.
Expect the unexpected.
But I think, it's a mystery story, but it's also an adventure story. And there's a lot of adventure in this season.
The amount of panic if people found out.
Found out what?
How much time we have left.
In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
President Trump is using America's birthday to launch what his administration calls a year-long celebration of American history, freedom, and national pride. Coming up on Fox 23 News at 6:30, we're breaking down how Americans see our country today.
And the family in a high-profile case we've been following for a while has a major update. Why the child at the center of the Woolley case may be reunified with his mother after nearly a decade. That's next on Fox 23 News at 6.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 6 starts right now.
We have new details on a high-profile custody case out of Broken Arrow. The family says the child at the center of the case may be reunified with his mother after nearly a decade. Thanks for joining us for Fox 23 News online at 6. I'm Shay Razi.
And I'm Nathan Thompson. Glad you're with us. We've brought you extensive coverage on the case involving Bill and Lisa Woolley's grandson in the fight for visitation rights, custody rights, and proving abuse claims against the guardian since the boy was taken from the Woolleys in 2018 after his baby brother died while also being in their care.
Fox 23's Devin Lyon talked to the family today and joins us live in the newsroom with the update.
Yeah, guys, like you said there, it's been 8 years, almost a decade, since the boy was taken from his mother's side of the family and placed with a guardian who the family believes is abusive. Now, the boy is only 14 years old, but when he last ran away last month, he spoke to an attorney and asked if he could live with his mom. We've brought you extensive coverage on the Woolley family case in Broken Arrow. Grandparents Bill and Lisa Woolley's fight for visitation rights, along with their daughter Desiree fighting for custody of her son after 8 years. I brought you this video when the boy ran away from his guardian last month to the house of Julia Evans. Julia has custody of the boy's two half-brothers. His two half-brothers also made abuse claims against the original guardian, but only those two were removed. Authorities tell me there has been no evidence of that abuse or neglect. Now, with this video, the Woolley and Evans family said when he arrived at Julia's house, he told them about being physically abused and neglected by his guardian. The same abuse claims that the family has been trying to prove for years in Wagner County. The police came after this video and took the boy back to DHS. But after that, the boy reached out to his assigned attorney for his custody case and petitioned to dissolve his current guardianship and asked to live with his mother. The family told me DHS has been working well with them. They say the state agency has been speaking with the boy's mother to begin the process of reunification.
How does it feel to be this close, though?
I mean, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just like the thought that, I mean, when they took him, and it was all based on fraud.
When Clayton comes back to his mother, he will have liberal visitation with his siblings. Our family is very excited for the boys to be able to see Clayton again.
Julia Evans and Lisa Woolley were the last people to see the boy when he ran away, which is the only time they've seen him in 8 years. They told me what it's like to wait that long before finally hearing some good news.
We want him to be healthy. We want to get him healthy. We want to focus on him as a whole family. Mm-hmm. Our family, their family as a whole, we want to get him healthy. Mm-hmm. But we also want to shine a light on what's going wrong.
Now, I did just get information from authorities just over an hour ago that the investigation into that original guardian was done by the Tulsa County DA's office, and they found no signs of abuse or neglect on the boy. Now, there's several court dates ahead for custody that will be playing out in Wagner County. We'll bring you those updates as they come in. Live in the newsroom, covering news that matters. Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
We have more of our coverage on the Woolley case, including what got us to this point on fox23.com and the Fox 23 News app.
Finding an affordable place to live in Tulsa has become a growing challenge for a lot of families. Now the city and the George Kaiser Family Foundation are hoping an unlikely partner can help.
Fox 23's Jaya Brown joins us live from Metropolitan Baptist Church with a look at how 5 local churches could become part of Tulsa's housing solution.
Well, when you look at a church, you probably see a place of worship, a place for community, or a place to find hope. But soon, some of these spaces could also help provide something else Tulsa desperately needs, and that's a place to call home. Tulsa's housing shortage continues to grow, and city leaders say the need is big. They estimate Tulsa needs 13,000 new homes by 2028, with 6,000 of those being affordable housing units. Now, the city of Tulsa and the George Kaiser Family Foundation have announced the first cohort of 5 congregations that will participate in a new faith-based housing initiative. Over the next 5 months, churches, including Metropolitan Baptist Church, will work with a national consultant to explore whether unused church land could one day become affordable housing or other community-focused developments.
First, I must say I'm excited, but I will be honest, I was hesitant in the beginning because I was feeling as though, well, is this really the Met Church's lane? I mean, we're not developers, developers build housing, but churches and faith communities, we build community. But I think this crisis is more about not just houses, but also about community. And the church has a unique perspective and set of assets that I think that will add value to these conversations.
Jean Bullmash, the mayor's senior housing advisor, says land is often one of the most expensive parts of building new housing. By partnering with faith communities that already own property, they hope to remove that barrier while keeping development rooted in the neighborhoods these churches have served for generations.
Whether that's them selling some of their land or leasing some of the land or just a partnership agreement to provide hopefully some housing, but whatever else the specific church think is appropriate for their land and their community and their members.
Now, the cohort begins this month, and after 5 months of planning, the hope is that some of these projects could break ground within the next year. In Tulsa, covering news that matters, I'm Jaya Brown, Fox 23 News.
Let's take a live look outside now using the Fox 23 Skyview network. It looks beautiful, but it definitely feels hot the moment you step outside. These summer temps are here to stay.
Let's check in with Tulsa's chief meteorologist James Adelot in the Burgraff Fox 23 Severe Weather Center for a look at tonight's forecast.
Yeah, we're looking at one towering cumulus cloud looking to the southeast. This is actually over the Coweta area too. You can see how crisp the edges of this are. That means it's not generating a lot of droplets necessary to make rain, but there are some fuzzy spots here. So there are a couple of droplets that are making it up to the rain stage. Probably seeing some sprinkles under this. Could continue to develop as one of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms from the heat and humidity. If so, it would drift slowly north from the Coweta area. I've got 85 degrees at 9 o'clock. Here's what you need to know heading through the holiday weekend. It stays breezy and hot with a few widely scattered showers and storms, mainly southeast of Tulsa and over the Kiamichis. Might spread a few storms, mainly area-wide Sunday. Now, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll check radar. We'll check on our Coweta shower trying to develop, and we'll look at some other pop-up storms around, too.
With Independence Day almost here, a local veteran wants to remind you that shooting off fireworks can be triggering for other veterans struggling with post-traumatic stress.
Some veterans, with the unexpected noise, the flashes, that can mimic a battlefield very closely. So it can actually cause somebody to either have just real light nervousness, hypervigilance, all the way up to and including somebody having a flashback where they feel like they're back in that place at that time.
That was U.S. Navy veteran Michael Sturgill. He says a little common courtesy and letting veterans know you'll be shooting off fireworks ahead of time can make a huge difference.
With people already celebrating for Independence Day, a nonprofit is making sure local veterans who have passed away are remembered, all while creating meaningful opportunities for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Fox 23's Daniela Julio Cano joins us live from Rose Hill Cemetery here in Tulsa with this story.
That's right. As many get ready to celebrate the 4th of July weekend, one group is honoring veterans in a special way. I spent a bit of time with them today right here at Rose Hill Cemetery to see the work that they are doing.
Yeah. It's done.
Each Thursday, Jonathan Boyd carefully cleans the headstones of veterans who served our country. Armed with soap, water, and a brush, he carefully cleans veterans' headstones. He makes sure each one is cared for before families visit this 4th of July weekend.
I've been doing it since December of 2022.
Jonathan is part of a New Leaf job crew that partners with Shining Honor Project. They provide paid job opportunities to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. For Jonathan, the work has become about much more than cleaning.
I've learned that we clean the military headstones to honor our military people.
Lindsay Stewart with A New Leaf says these workers earn a paycheck while building confidence, learning job skills, and becoming more independent.
So they're earning an income
being able to be as independent as possible. It is so important for people with developmental disabilities to have opportunities for community integration. We see a huge service cliff after high school for people with intellectual disabilities.
Work opportunities like the one at Rose Hill Cemetery also happen at more than 30 other places in our community. Stewart says projects like this give people the chance to stay active in their community while making a meaningful difference.
It's really an honor to be able to give back for people that gave so much for us, especially on America's 250th.
A New Leaf says this is another way to show gratitude for those who served our country while giving those that cleaned the headstones a chance to gain confidence, independence, and give back to the community in a meaningful way. Live in Tulsa, covering news that matters, Danielle Huilcano, Fox 23 News.
With a heat wave being felt in several cities across the country, we'll show you where it may affect 4th of July celebrations and travel plans. We are under a medical heat alert here in Tulsa. IMSA, the ambulance service, issued one for the first time this year earlier this week. Now, the Tulsa Fire Department says just this week, their firefighters responded to 6 heat exposure incidents, a child locked in a car, and 3 animals locked in cars as well. 43 chest pain calls, along with a okay, I don't know that one. Okay, grass fire, house fire, and 2 apartment fires. Sorry, we were missing a word right there. It threw me off. But Tulsa Fire says these numbers are a reminder that high temperatures can increase the risk of medical emergencies and fire. So all of us need to be careful. The department is urging you to stay safe by drinking plenty of water, wearing light-colored lightweight clothing, and to check on the elderly or anyone without any reliable air conditioning. Now, heat takes a cumulative toll on your body. This is important since it's been hot so many days in a row and will keep being hot. If you're out in it back-to-back days, health experts with the CDC say it can be harder to naturally regulate your body temperature, compounding the risk of dehydration, heat exhaustion, and deadly heat stroke. It can also make you more vulnerable to cardiac, respiratory, and kidney issues.
The Locust Grove Fire Department wants you to know the signs of heat illness. The symptoms of heat exhaustion include excessive sweating, feeling faint or dizzy, along with nausea and muscle cramps. Heat stroke has different symptoms, including confusion, not sweating, a body temperature above 103 degrees, and a strong or rapid pulse.
If you need a place to cool off, the city of Tulsa has several cooling stations open. 3 of them are downtown. John 3:16 Mission is near Easton Street and Cheyenne Avenue. The Salvation Army Center of Hope is near Denver and Archer. And the Tulsa Day Center is right next to the Salvation Army. Or you can go to Tulsa County Social Services out in West Tulsa near 25th West Avenue and Charles Page Boulevard. They're all open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Continuing our Fox 23 severe weather team coverage, more than 160 million people are under major or extreme heat risk through the end of the week.
The dangerous temperatures are here as America gets ready to celebrate the 4th of July. Some cities are considering postponing, even canceling July 4th events because of the extreme heat.
Jen Sullivan has details on how the extreme heat is impacting safety and even travel.
A massive heat wave crippling the East Coast. Temperatures soaring into the triple digits with feels like temperatures even hotter. And it's coming as millions of Americans get ready for July 4th celebrations.
These are extremely dangerous conditions, and they will affect every part of our city.
In New York City, millions of visitors are expected as the Big Apple prepares for its monumental America 250 celebrations, including a special ball drop in Times Square for the countdown to July 4th.
Our teams will be working through every hour of this, and we will keep you updated.
But the dangerous temperatures aren't just a threat to people's health. There's also fear of possible power outages. Energy company Con Edison warning customers in New York to conserve energy. It could also impact air travel. Delta telling customers the heat could affect flight delays in and out of New York's LaGuardia Airport. And Amtrak warning passengers the high temperatures may cause trains to operate at slower speeds. In Washington, D.C., it's forecast to reach around 103 degrees Thursday and Friday.
This has the potential to have triple-digit temperatures, which may break records this week.
Wednesday, some of the booths at the Great America State Fair had to temporarily close because the air conditioning went out. Many of the cities seeing extreme heat are also hosting FIFA World Cup games, like Atlanta, where thousands of fans face sweltering heat at the FIFA Fan Festival Wednesday.
These heat-related illnesses can escalate very quickly.
Covering news that matters, Jen Sullivan, Fox 23 News.
From the Berggraf Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, Tulsa's chief meteorologist, James Adelot.
Well, our little pop-up shower over Coweta has now thrown out a couple of lightning bolts, too. Here's a look at it as we look down from East Tulsa. A picturesque little guy already starting to lean over a little bit there. And you can see a little bit more fuzziness to the top of that cloud and on the sides than we just saw a couple of minutes ago. And that indicates that we are making raindrops in this cloud and also some electricity, too. Still a lot of crispness down lower. We'll check radar in just a bit. Hour by hour numbers for most of us, though, we will stay dry as temps drop into the mid 80s by 9 o'clock. Around one of these little pop-up storms, you are enjoying a little rain-cooled air. Looking ahead to Independence Day, not a lot of rain-cooled air, mid 90s for highs. Fireworks time, temp around 90 Saturday evening. As we look at that 3-day holiday weekend, because most of us have made it, we've got a slight chance of rain and thunder again like today, about a 10% coverage, mainly southeast of Tulsa. Same story on Saturday, but a little higher rain chance, again, mainly southeast of Tulsa. By Sunday, still a slight chance, but just area wide. We'll keep temps in the mid 90s for highs. Radar right now clear over Tulsa, and here's our little thunderstorm that has popped up right over the Muskogee Turnpike. Coweta down here at the bottom of your screen. This is lifting north, basically right up 273rd East Avenue up toward the new Tulsa area, and that's going to stay just to the east of the Creek Turnpike outer loop, and that means just to the east of most of Broken Arrow too. On the wide view, we've had little puffball pop-up shower and thunderstorms develop over parts of Cherokee County too. This one drifting to the northeast, and that's right over Lake Tenkiller. You can see that really well from Cookson out over the water, and that's going to continue moving to the north to the northwest too, and even south of Interstate 40. Again, 1 or 2 widely scattered speckles of showers from McAllister up toward Eufaula. Heat index is actually down a little bit in Tulsa, 99, still awfully muggy. On the wide view, a little bit of that rain-cooled air has knocked the temp in Coweta down to 90. Expect that to go a little cooler over the next couple of days, too. Isolated coverage of rain and thunder. Not everybody, of course, will see rain and thunderstorms, but there will be just little pinpoint showers and storms, mainly mid to late afternoon into the early evening. Each individual storm only lasts about 15 to 20 minutes. Could produce some gusty wind, and always respect that lightning threat, too. 106, the heat index on Saturday. It will be brutal. Stay hydrated, take AC breaks, because a lot of us heading outside to celebrate 250 years of independence aren't used to the heat and humidity just yet. 90 at noon tomorrow. South winds pick up a little bit too, a little breezy. We roll into the hour-by-hour numbers. We'll drop back down to 81 or so at midnight. Your Friday looks hot, no big surprise there, and we'll hold on to the mid-90s through Sunday. But notice most of the showers, again, a slight coverage here. Friday and Saturday will be southeast of Tulsa. We'll spread that area wide, but just still keep a slight coverage. One more look at that holiday weekend. The hottest, of course, will be on Saturday. Go figure, 96 degrees on July 4th. As we roll into the rest of the 10-day forecast, next week we'll hold highs in the 90s. But again, like what we're seeing over the next couple of days, there'll be just enough heat and humidity and enough favored atmospheric motion for some vertical motion to deliver a couple of pop-up storms, possibly each day, just not likely. And of course, coming up new at 6:30, we'll have an updated look at the shower timeline for your Friday and for Independence Day.
As Americans prepare to celebrate the 4th of July during the nation's 250th anniversary, President Trump is making patriotism a central theme of his presidency. But a new question is emerging. What does America mean to Americans today? I'm national correspondent Kayla Gaskins in Washington with that story straight ahead.
Now, Fox 23 Sports, driven by Jim Norton's T-Town Chevy.
USA won their first knockout round game yesterday in 24 years, but it wasn't all good news for the team. Flo Balogun picked up a red.
We told them that we've got his back. Again, we're a team of 26, not just one. So ultimately, we're gonna miss him for the next game. But
Speaking of Team USA, Jinx golf star Lisa Herman just got back from Japan, where she was representing America at the Junior World Cup. She was there for a week, playing against teams from across the world while getting a chance to experience some of their culture over there as well.
It was really just kind of a dream at first, but this was so cool. I mean, it was such an amazing opportunity, and it's just so cool to see all these cultures mixed together. I feel like I made a lot of friends from places I never thought I'd speak to or something. It's just it was really cool. Yeah, so we were in Nagoya, and we walked around almost every night. We got to experience some great food. You just see how the culture's a little bit different.
More off-season moves being made by the Thunder today. They signed Kenrich Williams to a one-year, $5 million contract, and that's a really good deal for OKC. He played in 56 games this last season, coming off the bench, averaging 6.5 points and 3 rebounds. The Thunder also announced that they have waived Peyton Sandford. One last quick note, Eric McCurdy was just named the new Executive Director of Athletics for TPS. He's a Booker T grad and once was an all-state soccer player for the Hornets. His official start date hasn't been announced just yet.
Thank you, Spencer. We're just days away from America's 250th birthday.
People are gearing up and looking forward to their 4th of July celebrations. Coming up on Fox 23 News at 6:30 here online, we're taking a closer look at historical events and people who got us here today.
The anniversary is also sparking a broader conversation about how Americans see their country today.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 6:30 starts right now.
This year's 4th of July celebration comes as the United States marks 250 years of independence. Thanks for joining us in this online edition of Fox 23 News at 6:30. I'm Nathan Thompson.
And I'm Shay Rossi. So glad you're with us. President Trump is using the milestone to launch what his administration calls a year-long celebration of American history, freedom, and national pride.
Kayla Gaskins reports the anniversary is also sparking a broader conversation about how Americans see their country today.
This 4th of July, communities across the country are preparing for parades, fireworks, and celebrations marking America's 250 years of independence. President Trump marking the milestone this week with a trip to North Dakota.
We are a historic and heroic people with a heroic spirit and a heroic purpose. And in this world, we are a very special group.
For the opening of the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library.
He was a great man, and it's a great place.
The Trump administration turning the anniversary into a year-long celebration with events like the Freedom 250 UFC fight on the White House lawn and the Great American State Fair on the National Mall. American pride surging outside the Beltway. Utah State University had an American flag mowed into their lawn.
It just helps bring people closer together, really feel patriotic.
In Spokane, Washington,
I want to invoke a positive emotion.
A veteran, Pete Joplin, hangs up a massive American flag, as he has every year for the past 2 decades.
I want to just to feel an intense pride.
But not everyone feels the swell of patriotism. A new Gallup poll finds national pride has fallen to its lowest level in more than 2 decades. Just 33% of Americans say they are extremely proud to be American. The survey shows the number has been trending down for years, and the decline is deeply partisan. 70% of Republicans say they're extremely proud to be American, compared with just 14% of Democrats and 28% of independents.
We have a patriotism gap in this country. I don't think it's all about Donald Trump. This has been a steady downward trend for the last 25 years.
And on July 4th itself, President Trump will celebrate here in Washington with a speech on the National Mall and a massive fireworks display. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
As we celebrate 250 years of America, one powerful symbol of American determination and ingenuity is the Pony Express.
The revolutionary communication system tied the East to the West more than 160 years ago, reinforcing connections across a rapidly expanding nation and helping maintain the national unity America's founders fought for nearly a century earlier.
Michael Yoshida reports on the short-lived but legendary mail service and its lasting impact on the American spirit.
Riding through history.
I say it with pride. We feel it. We feel what they did.
Hundreds hitting the trail in an annual re-ride of the Pony Express.
You sit there on your horse and you hear him breathing and you think, this is what they actually sounded like back in 1860.
Riders carrying and passing the mochila, a traditional mail-filled bag from horse to horse, traveling the same historic trail day and night.
It signifies when it's an impossible act, when there is no way something can be done, by darn, there is a way. And if you put your nose to it, you put your shoulder to it, you will find a way.
From April 1860 to October 1861, the Pony Express ran from Missouri to California, connecting the East to the West during a pivotal time in our nation's history.
The Civil War had started, it's bursting, it's going crazy. So it wasn't just on getting mail, it was we could not lose. When I say we, the country could not lose having California part of us. We didn't want them to go south.
Covering more than 1,800 miles, young riders delivered mail faster than ever before, changing horses about every 10 to 15 miles, and riders on average every 80. Deliveries would take about 10 days, except for one all-important message, which arrived in 7.
It was Lincoln's inaugural address, Abraham Lincoln. Everybody knew it was important. He's now your president, so they wanted to get that word out to California.
Not long after, completion of the transcontinental telegraph made nearly instant communication possible and horseback mail delivery obsolete. Never a financial success, the Pony Express shut down almost as quickly as it began, but its place in America's story endures.
They made a way that was possible to keep the country together, and that is the spirit that goes on now, because we as a country still need to remember and understand that the unity is more important than anything.
That spirit carrying forward.
I rode in 3 different sections of Nevada. It was very hot, riding across the playa. It was pretty amazing.
And inspiring the next generation to take up the reins.
Every little boy wants to be a cowboy. Some of us just don't grow up. We're trying to keep history alive, because if we let it die, what have we got?
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
As the United States prepares to celebrate its 250th birthday, one of the centerpiece events is already welcoming visitors to the National Mall.
The Great American State Fair, part of the broader America 250 celebration, brings together all 50 states and 6 U.S. territories in what organizers describe as a modern-day World's Fair, highlighting the nation's history, culture, innovation, agriculture, military heritage, and regional traditions.
Jay Korf has the story.
This feels like an American experience. Thursday morning, Americans from far and wide poured onto the National Mall for a spectacle unlike anything they've ever seen, including a first, a 110-foot Ferris wheel turning in our nation's capital.
This is not just a fair. It is a fair, but it is about the United States of America and freedom. It is a great feeling to be here.
Teacher Jackie Copeland drove from North Carolina.
Over 5 hours, but I would have went 14 hours. I'd have went 24 hours because this is a mark for the 250th anniversary. You will never see this again for 250 years.
The Great American State Fair here in D.C. through the July 4th weekend showcases a bit of everything related to the United States, from her humble beginnings to modern-day innovations. Each state also represented in a separate exhibition room. Like any good fair, there are games, food, and livestock exhibitions like this one from the American and Virginia Egg Boards.
These chickens will actually be future layers of eggs, so we're excited to be out here representing egg farmers from across the nation.
As one, celebrating, cheering, excited, the flyovers.
And then came a treat for everyone.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and then my heart just started beating out of my chest. I was like, this is what I came out here for.
To have like a little air show along with this whole fair thing, yeah, just it's the cherry on top. 250 years, like you said, it's not insignificant.
This remarkable celebration of America runs for the next couple of weeks through the July 4th weekend. It's free and open to the public, so no excuse to not come down. I'm Jay Korf at the Great American Fair along the National Mall.
Hugo Public Schools agreed to settle a federal lawsuit. That story and more coming up next in tonight's edition of Oklahoma in a Minute.
Our look at news across Oklahoma in a minute starts in Caddo County, where Kimberly Cole, a mother accused of abusing and neglecting her son, was in court for a preliminary hearing. The boy's stepfather, who was also charged, died after a suicide attempt in jail. In Hugo, the public schools district agreed to settle a federal lawsuit involving allegations a former special education teacher abused multiple students. 5 families were seeking $20 million, but the settlement amount was not disclosed. Former teacher Yolanda Dunbar was arrested last year and faces 2 felony child abuse charges. She's set to go to trial in October. In Oklahoma City, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission sued Oklahoma City-based Paycom, accusing the company of failing to accommodate an employee with a life-threatening food allergy, and then firing her after repeated severe allergic reactions. That's our look at news across Oklahoma in a minute.
Still breezy, still hot and muggy as we roll into the 3-day holiday weekend. We'll take a look at fireworks time. Temperatures coming up.
Flag football is now one of the fastest growing sports in America. The reason behind the surge in kids now playing this alternative game. If you plan on shooting off your own fireworks instead of watching a professional show, make sure you know the firework laws where you live. Now, despite the Rockets Red Glare Act, you are still not allowed to buy, possess, or use consumer-grade fireworks within Tulsa city limits. The Tulsa Fire Department says if you head outside the city to celebrate, make sure you're doing your due diligence to prevent a fire. Set off fireworks on concrete or cement and away from any grass or structures.
AAA projects 72.2 million people will travel at least 50 miles for Independence Day, topping last year's record. The 9-day busy travel forecast began June 27th and runs through July 5th. AAA predicts more than 61 million people will drive to their destinations over the July 4th week. Nearly 6 million travelers are expected to fly, and nearly 5 million will be on buses, trains, or taking cruises. For those renting cars, AAA says Hertz is expected to have its busiest pickup day on July 2nd.
Americans will be spending more on food this 4th of July, but getting less. According to the National Retail Federation, on average, people will spend around $95 on food for holiday celebrations. That's a record, up about $2 over last year. It is a 2% increase, while the price of food has gone up more than 3%. The jump is even higher for people grilling burgers or hot dogs, as beef prices have spiked nearly 16%. So it appears people are actually tightening their belts a bit this year on holiday food purchases. Now, some beer industry leaders say they expect big sales of small cans this holiday weekend. They tell the Wall Street Journal the so-called ponies appeal to moderate drinkers and people on GLP-1 drugs. The week of July 4th is big for the beer industry overall. A trade group notes sales run nearly 40% above average during the holiday week.
World Cup fever is turning out to be a game changer for a sector of U.S. trade. New analysis indicates record soccer ball imports in the first 4 months of this year. The USA Today review of census trade data puts their value at around $40 million. That's the largest amount ever, based on statistics going back to 2002. The analysis shows businesses got the ball rolling early by stocking their inventory about a year prior to Cup action. Soccer gear also is scoring big with importers, according to the data.
New at 6:30, violent hits are part of football, but a growing number of children across the country are turning to a no-contact version of the game.
We're talking about flag football. It's now one of the fastest growing sports in America. And as Dwayne Pullman shows us, preventing head impacts is a big reason behind flag football's surge.
This dome is home to flag football champions, the Toledo Dirty Birds.
That's a pretty big deal around here.
It is a big deal around here.
An elite program bursting with 1,500 kids ages 5 to 15.
You good?
Yeah, very.
The Dirty Birds 7 and under team just won a gold medal in the first ever Amateur Athletic Union's Junior Olympics in Houston. Coach Raymond Martinez and his son Cameron helped lead the 8 and under team to an NFL flag football championship at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
You won the NFL
We won
Nationals
yes,
for
sir.
8 and under.
Yes, sir.
Were you the quarterback?
Yes.
Flag football is now one of the fastest growing sports in America.
It's exploding.
According to the NFL, 2.4 million kids under the age of 17 played organized flag football in the U.S. in 2024, up from 1.7 million just the year before. That's a 71% increase. It's fast-paced, and players say it's fun.
Fun to play.
But arguably, the biggest factor in flag football's growth is safety, a big deal to parents.
Is this safer?
Yes.
And the young players.
Do you feel like it's safer for you?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to head injuries, which even the coaches here worry about.
You're worried about head injury? We are.
In a study funded by the CDC, researchers found full contact tackle football players between the ages of 6 and 14 sustained 19 times more head impacts during a game than those who played flag football. That's why the CDC recommends no contact or flag football for all children 14 and younger. Even after chairing a scientific advisory committee that passed new, safer youth helmet standards, Dr. Robert Cantu, a leading expert on concussions in sports, is convinced children should avoid full contact football until high school.
For gosh sake, let's play flag football till high school.
Despite the recommendations, youth leagues for tackle football are still popular in places like Akron, Ohio.
Make the tackle.
Where young kids suit up for full contact.
Drive the feet. Good!
The director of the Akron Armor Youth Football Program, who's a medical doctor, says the reward outweighs the risk.
Yeah, I think the risk-benefit ratio is definitely in the favor of
allowing your kid to try.
While many might agree, a growing number of parents are planting flags on this football field for a safer way to play the game.
Flag is a whole nother level.
For Spotlight on America, I'm Dwayne Pullman.
The popularity of flag football is expected to grow even bigger, with the sport making its Olympic debut in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
From the Berggraf Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, Tulsa's chief meteorologist James Adelot.
Get ready for a warm, breezy, and still muggy evening as temperatures will be slowly settling back out of the 90s again. We'll roll into the 80s after 7:30 or 8 o'clock with a slight decrease in wind speeds. We may see temps drop off a little bit faster than the last couple of nights. Overall, though, here's what you need to know. It will stay breezy and hot as we roll towards Saturday and Independence Day. High temps in the afternoon in the mid-90s. At fireworks time, 90 degrees with a heat index, upper 90s to near 100. Plenty hot, plenty humid, and we're not really acclimated to this just yet. Just build in hydration and water breaks and AC breaks too. A couple of thunderstorms lurking around as we head through the holiday weekend, mainly southeast Oklahoma Friday and on the 4th. Could see a few more spreading area wide by Sunday and into next week too. As we check the numbers through the rest of the 3-day holiday weekend, temps locked into the mid-90s. Again, the heat index climbing above 100. The highest chance of a thunderstorm Saturday will be southeast Oklahoma, basically mid-afternoon to early evening. Sunday will spread that shower and thunder chance out area wide. We'll just call it an isolated shower and thunder chance, 20% or less. As we look ahead at high temps, the average high 92, and we will be above that, especially Saturday and Sunday too. It's a hot and muggy weather pattern, but at least we don't see the extreme heat in sight. Now, it's plenty uncomfortable though, with 106 for the heat index on Saturday. Midday on Friday, still a little breezy. I've got 90 degrees at noon. As we roll through the rest of the evening, we've got temperatures that will drop back into the mid-80s by 9 o'clock. Mid-70s first thing tomorrow morning. We roll in the rest of that 5-day forecast. We will go up to a yellow level weather impact because of that heat index Saturday and 96 degrees. Now, we drop the wind speed a bit Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but hold on to an isolated shower and thunderstorm, and with a few more clouds again, that will keep the edge off the heat slightly. Still plenty hot, still plenty muggy, and that includes the holiday weekend as we look at a 96-degree high as we celebrate 250 years of independence. And the 10-day outlook will hold temps in the mid-90s for most of next week. Again, we're keeping the triple-digit heat at bay. Just enough heat, humidity, and a little bit of weakness in the ridge aloft that could generate 1 or 2 pop-up showers possible each day. But thankfully, no extreme heat in sight. After the game on Fox 23, an update on the shower chances tomorrow.
We're looking back at this date in history, an aviation mystery. A retail giant is born and the Civil Rights Act is signed.
July 2nd, 1937 is the anniversary of the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. The aviator was attempting to become the first woman to fly around the world. Earhart set out from Oakland, California on June 1st with navigator Fred Noonan. Their plane vanished over the Pacific Ocean on July 2nd as they tried to find Howland Island for a planned refueling stop.
This day in 1962, an American retail giant opened its first store. Sam Walton opened the first Walmart location in Rogers, Arkansas. Expansion led to 24 stores 5 years later. Walmart now operates more than 10,000 locations across the globe.
Finally, on this day in 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law. The sweeping legislation officially ended racial segregation in public places and banned employment discrimination. In the years following, additional civil rights bills would become law, including the Voting Rights Act and Fair Housing Act.
Thanks for watching Fox 23 News at 6:30 online.
Nathan and I will see you back on TV tonight at 9 and 10. Have a good night.